of Equalization meeting. Today is Friday, July 21, 2023 at 1:31 p.m. The Open Meetings Act copy is located on the north wall of the county boardroom. Please silence all cell phones. The Board of Equalization recessed on July 18, 2023 at 3:06 p.m. and was scheduled to reconvene today, July 21st, 2023 at 1 p.m. And it's 1:31 p.m. we're reconvening. We have present today Commissioners Kelly, Klug, Warren, Mixon, and Burmeister.
You're doing great. Keep it up.
We also have our Deputy County Administrator, Scott Bovick, and our, is this not what I'm supposed to be doing? Why are y'all looking at me?
You are fine. It's just
Well,
him.
I mean, I thought we were just in recess, right?
What else were we looking? Yeah, you still
Weren't we
got
just
it.
in recess?
Well,
Now
she's
we're
just giving a
back?
headache.
So we've already
she's just
done all the pledging and.
Donald,
You're
she's just
taking
giving a
longer
headache.
questioning it than just doing it. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
We don't want to miss anything.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Better to have too much than
I
not
just
enough.
do what they tell me.
We're going to be in Guinness for saying.
She's
the
doing
pledge the
fine.
most
Leave
for
her
one
alone.
meeting.
Item 4.1 was of the regular equalization agenda was tabled from July 18, 2023. Notice of valuation changes, previously 50, now 55. Additional changes added by Assessor Dan Pittman, County Assessor.
Good afternoon. There was a change in state law that now allows agricultural land located within the corporate boundaries of a city to be considered for special valuation greenbelt. So the county assessor's office, as soon as the governor signed it, we sent out letters to everybody within the city limits that had ag land, asked them if they want to be in greenbelt. And these are the people that made a request that the assessor approved. And so now we got to notify them their change of value.
Is that everyone?
That'll be everyone, yeah. Now, there's gonna, people miss deadlines, so there'll be stragglers that we'll probably have to consider later. But this was a pretty good turnout as far as the mailer is concerned. We got a lot of people responded, so okay. This will be the bulk of them.
Because this is a benefit to them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's right now, it's like $35 million reduction in the tax base, in value-wise.
Does, because it really only happens if on the annexation, correct? I mean, what I'm asking is, you have the green belt, but then if annexation, what would happen in the past, if the city would annex, then the person would lose their green belt status, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so now they're not, according to the new law.
That's correct.
Okay, so my point is, do we get any of the information from any of the annexing cities, or you have to just figure
Now, the
it
county
out?
assessor has a record on every taxable or non-taxable parcel of real property in the county, so, and we just have them coded, so once this law passed, we can identify all of them right away.
Okay,
So,
okay, and then I guess from the attorney's standpoint, is there any relief if somebody is a straggler coming in late?
It would depend on the specific circumstances. I'd have to look at it to see whether or not it would qualify for anything under statute.
Okay, we had 50, now we have 55, and you pretty much think that's, was there an initial list and was it higher?
actually, you handled some of them already, so there's 70 some odd,
Okay,
and I think the list was just under, well,
okay,
it was 93 or something like that. So, and some will ask for greenbelt because they know that they're not farming and they're developing it, and so you expect that there wouldn't be 100% return on the applications.
So next year they'll have to apply, right? Just like,
No, agricultural special valuation runs with the land. There's nothing in the statutes that I'm aware of that requires a person to file again. It's on the assessor to go out and look and see if the land meets the qualifications. We do something a little more proactive in Sarpy County. If it changes ownership, even though it runs with the land, we still ask the new owner, what are you going to do with the land? Because in Sarpy County, 7 times out of 10, they're going to develop it, and they're not going to be farming
How
anymore.
many letters did you send out?
I think it's around 93.
How many?
I think it's like 93.
And we got back 55?
Plus some they already did.
70, about 70 some. Yeah. It's just pretty good return, actually. So.
Well, I just think, you might as well just give everybody the benefit of the doubt, and then that'll give you a year to go out and ascertain whether they really are valid or not, because I think you're going to get a bunch of stragglers. That's what I think is going to happen.
Well, there's another event coming up that this 5-acre rule, the way that,
Is it 5 acres?
well, yeah, but what I'm getting at is that the best practices that we received from the Department of Revenue was to get all these guys that are in the city, let them know that they can get in a greenbelt, put them in a greenbelt, and then tackle all the guys that are 5 acres and below. And that'll be a big task, not huge, but there's a lot of guys out there that own 5 acres that have a house on it, and that puts it under 5 acres. So maybe 3 acres they call ag, and they'll be taken out of greenbelt. And that's the group that's the loudest. They make the biggest noise. They think they're farmers, and so they'll think they're being ill-used by being taken out. So, but we'll deal with that when it comes. We'll try and write a cover letter that explains the law. Legal's looking through it, making sure that we give them good information from the beginning, tell them what their recourse is, and then.
But just because they have 5 acres doesn't mean it's zoned agricultural, right? Like some of these multi-acre developments across the county, like Krejci's out there, down here, Hidden Valley and stuff, they don't get agricultural green belt, do they? Because even if they're in a subdivision of acreages, aren't they classified differently?
I know it used to be in the law that if it was in a platted subdivision, they couldn't get greenbelt, and that disappeared years ago. So it's not about the size of the land, it's about the use. Are they growing or raising a product and trading in it? So
There was, I just don't remember the exact details, but there's an acreage on Capehart Road. I think they're all 5 acre plots, and they're all on the same street or 2 streets. And somebody came in and said, well, I'm a beekeeper now, so I should have special valuation. So when you get into the details of whether they really deserve it or not, whether they really have an agricultural thing going on, are you going to require some kind of a farm income or some sort of is there a threshold in statute that says you must produce X amount of income to be considered an agricultural entity?
There's no real enforcement tools in there besides its use. I wish there was. There was at one time it was really very tight, and we even the county could go back and recapture some of the revenue they lost. So if a guy took his land out of agricultural special valuation, we kept records so we can go back 2 years and recapture the taxes he would have paid on that. Okay, and that got kicked out. So this law got watered down so much that the enforcement tools are really lax. But we'll use every enforcement tool we can to make sure that they're actually trading an agricultural product.
So what you're telling me, the ones that we're going to possibly approve today, we may have to send them a letter and take it back?
Not these guys.
Not for sure. These are all.
These are all over 5 acres.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Klug. Any discussion?
One more comment. Dan, anybody that misses it this year, they can file for it next year, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Please vote.
Ayes 5, nays none, motion carries.
All agenda items having been addressed as published, the Board of Equalization is adjourned.